Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Man United Agenda. And this is your transfer update. I am Solo, and we've got a Monday in the building. Welcome to the Man United Agenda. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Man United Agenda. I'm Solo, and we've got a Monday. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm really good this morning, man. Feeling good. I'm getting kind of hyped about all these this transfer speculation.
Yeah, there is quite a lot going on at the moment, and being Man United, I would say the biggest club in world football. That's probably why we're getting all this, the positive people coming in every day saying, "Yep, transfer here, transfer there, transfer everywhere." We might as well sign every single player in the whole world right now. Might as well go back to Jamaica and pick some players up as well while we're at it from, St. Anne's Bay or Ochi,
Bring me two mango from country as well, please.
Okay, I'll bring some Guinness as well. I'll bring some Guinness while we're at it. So yeah. So transfer rumors. We've been linked with quite a lot of players, and the rumor is Kamara. We've been talking about him for a while now. According to reports this morning, he is on the verge of becoming Rangnick's first signing. It will cost us roughly about 10 million. He's coming towards the end of his contract. He's 22 years old. He can play as a defender on the right or the left, or he can actually play as a defensive midfield player as well. Currently, he's at Marseille. He's highly rated and highly thought of. It seems like what they're saying is he will come into. So let me just go through. Man United have apparently reached an agreement for the La Liga, for Liga one side for signing Kamara after a transfer fee of 10 million was agreed. His contract is expired at the end of the season, which caused the price tag to plummeted. Man United are in basically have the chance of signing him. So that's the first transfer. He's 22 years old, and it would be a smart addition, and it will cover plenty of cover for Matic, Fred, and also Scott. So on Monday, first one.
Right, Kamara. I like this guy. He's versatile. This is the first thing we realize about the guy. I know him as a centre back. When he was 17, 18, he was playing as a centre back, coming through the under 17s, under 19s for France. He's always been a highly rated French guy. One you think he'd go on to be a French international. Now, at the moment, he's 22. So this is like 5 years I've recognized him. And now they're saying he's playing in a sort of pivot role in the 4-3-3 for Marseille, that kind of position. And he's played well there. So when you have to look at it, you think, so, well, how can a centre-back be so versatile? Because he's got key attributes, Errol. It's like the key attributes would be he's very composed on the ball, technically gifted, and very, very rare aware of the game. So he's not like a bruiser. He's not like a stopper. He's just a baller, an all-round baller. So who can imagine, a bit like Danny Blind, for example. Remember we used to have Danny Blind at our club, who could play in various positions, because he when you look at him, he's just a great, technically mature player. And the same applies for Kamara. So this could be a good addition for us. Sometimes you think to yourself, when you got a player who can play various positions, can they hold a position? Can they own a position? Especially at a big club like Man United. But it depends. It gives us more options now. So if, like you say, he's playing at the moment in the pivot role, the anchor man position, that kind of thing, and playing a dream. So we could also think about changing formation now. Do you see what I'm saying? So, and also he could fit in as a centre back as well. And I don't right back and left back, the fullback, only in emergencies, but he's more central play for me. A player who sort of pick up the ball, can't get rushed, very technically good, and very composed on the ball. So yeah, that would be a great addition. And obviously, when we look at all the signings that we're looking at, they seem to have certain criteria, don't they?
Yeah.
Young and with potential. We're not going out and saying, "Oh, who's the most well-known player in the world?" Doesn't matter. We're looking for the person who fits the criteria that Ralph wants. And this Ralph is coming to. It doesn't matter where he is. He wants players he can develop. And this is that 22 years old, one of the best players in the French league in that position. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, and also on here it says like this La Liga 1 slate has earned his praise for his defensive output and technical skill and the poise he has. He's played 19 matches for his side this season while helping them to 9 clean sheets in the process. He's young and available, and also his ability to play in the midfield. He can also keep hold of the ball. He can play a high concentrated, basically the high pressing game as well, as you said. He can play in as well. So he can suit the system as young talent. So you know what? On the first transfer room at the moment, we'll take it.
Thumbs up for me.
It's a thumbs up for me. The second one, I'm not going to lie to anyone. I am not going to lie to anyone. This is to do with Julian Alvarez. He is from River Plate. I can't sit there and I can't tell you I know a lot about him. If I do say that, I'll be lying to you. So I'm not. So we are linked with the highly rated young Argentinian international. He's won trophies already at that age. He's done fantastic at the moment. So he's 21 years old. By the time he comes to us, if we were to sign him, he'd be 22 years old. He can play as a number 9. He can play as a right wing or a left wing as well. Valuation at the moment, you're looking at roughly about 17 million at the moment. But this is the part I don't understand. So if anyone in the comment understands it. So it's thought to be known his contract release clause is 20 million, but it could rise to 25 million euros.
Yeah. Firstly, again, this guy fits our criteria. He's 21, coming on 22, another fellow Capricorn like myself. Happy birthday, Alvarez, when you come to Man United. And he can play all across the line. I've seen him play since, maybe last 3-4 years. He's been on the radar for a lot of scouts out there in South America. And obviously now, when you look at the talent pool in South America, are we getting the same quality of players coming through? And if not, they would have been snapped up by now, you'd imagine. So he's a bit of a late developer because people in South America, usually by the time they're 17, 18, 19, European clubs would have gone in and had a bid. But he's playing now, and River Plate are really blowing up. I mean, they're winning trophies, like you say. They're currently on the verge of championships and all that kind of thing. So he's having a ball out there, and he's the shining light. He's the one who's producing the goods. I mean, he's got stats. In total, he's played 96 games, which is a lot. Yeah. So that's that's 3 seasons worth of games, maybe. And he scored 36 goals. So you might think, okay, is that good enough? Is he an out-and-out striker? Not necessarily an out-and-out striker, but he's a talented, like you say, he can play left, right, down the middle. He's a talented baller, and he can assist. He can do everything, And a lot of these South American guys, you'd say they got tenacity, especially the Argentines got tenacity. Being part of River Plate is a massive club in Argentina. Them and Boca, I mean, they rule. They go back and forth. So he's playing for the top club. He's probably got the best training facilities in Argentina, everything else. And this next step for him will be a European club at this age, So I think to do the deal with the clause is if he wins trophies, if he gets recognized, that kind of thing, it can go up because right now he's scored 18 goals, 7 assists already this season. So that's fantastic, and so I think that's why his contract must be rising a little bit. But still, I mean, you talk about it when you look at it, 20 million is not that much. Even if it's 25 million, it's not that much for a talented young player who once again can be developed by Ralph. I mean, this is really interesting. I'm really liking the direction we're going in and identifying players that fit the bill. You're not hearing about 30-year-old who's beat old warhorse who's done it. You're talking about players that we have to really search out and look out, or we might know of, and who can develop at Manchester United.
Yeah. And what you got to think as well, he's won what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trophies he's won in his time. He's only what, 21 years old. So it just proves what he can do for the club. He's represented Argentina sort of under 20, under 23s. Now he was called up on the 4th of June in 2020 to make his senior appearance as well for Argentina. So the future is bright for him. And for me, we're looking at roughly what, 25 million euros. You got the likes of giants. You got already sort of like Juventus interested in him. Milan, Inter Milan, Bayern Leverkusen, Barcelona are all reported in the last few weeks. Even Bayern Munich and Atletico Madrid are reported very interested in them. The only stumbling block they're going to have is they're going to have about the affordability, whether or not they can afford him or not, because you've got Barcelona who's got problems, Madrid's got problem, and it's almost because of the COVID impact, it's impacted a lot of these teams. So it stands for, if Man United was to go out, it seems like we would be able to go and sign him.
Yeah, I think there was a change recently with previously we'd have a difficulty with work permits from players from South America and that region, but I think since the Brexit and things have changed, we've got easier access to these sort of players. So it'd be good to see, and hopefully when you look at it, because would he settle in Manchester? Because like a few years ago, it would have been Italian clubs or Spanish clubs.
Yeah,
they would be the first point of call because of the language, Italian passports. You know, my grandfather was Italian. That's something that Argentines love to do, and get a passport that way. You know, that was always the way into Europe. And obviously, they speak Spanish, so the Spanish league would also entertain Spanish, Argentine players as well. But it'd be really good for him to come to Manchester. Like I say, he's on the cusp of blowing up. He's 22. He's not like he's 17, 18, where he hasn't proved it. I mean, 96 games and all these championships and trophies. He's a winner. He's a winner, and he's proven as well. So I like it. I mean, we say with Kamara as well, similar age. Yes. Similar experience as a youngster, and they're ready to go to the next level. So really happy about this the sort of level signing that we're looking at now.
Yeah. And then we're going to move on now to obviously De Jong. I know you did a piece on De Jong recently as well. It seems like Man United, there's encouraging news surrounding us trying to get him as well, and he's another player that could be on our radar. Now, obviously, I think you know a bit more about. I knew him from his time at sort of Ajax and stuff like that. I haven't really and truly I'm going to the wrong player now. I'm saying with Barcelona, you know probably a bit more about him than I do because you did a piece about him. So enlighten us with him.
So Frankie De Jong, yeah?
Yes.
Frankie De Jong. Well, Frankie De Jong is like one of these versatile midfielders. At Ajax, they play in all kinds of positions, and he has done exactly that. I think his best positions would be probably a 6, 8, or 10. He can do it all because the reason you do it all, a bit like we were talking about Kamara, who's versatile. He's got composure on the ball. He's mature. He's technically gifted, you know? So these sort of players are what you call ballers. They're not just pigeonholed as I'm just a defensive midfielder. Because when you get players like that, you can't really expand or do much more with them. So I like the training he's had. He's one of the most gifted players to come out of the Dutch league for a long time now. And we saw in the Ajax team who got to the semi-final of the Champions League a couple of years ago. And also they got to the final against Man United a few years ago as well. They've got a lot of talent, and he is the shining light. I mean, he is the one who Barcelona targeted when Barcelona was still didn't have any issues or anything. And they brought him in early. Big money and everything else, and he was supposed to be the next big thing to star alongside, you know, the names of Xavi and Iniesta, and be that next shining light, that midfield. And he has, for me, he's a great player. You see him playing for international, you see him playing for Barca. I still think he's a gifted player. Still think he's fantastic. But there was a bit of an issue because of Busquets. Busquets plays that deep line midfielder. So Frankie De Jong was in charge to play like as a number 8. When really, when he was playing at Ajax, he would, you'd have to see the patterns of plays that they would build up from the back, where he would come in, pick up the ball from the defense, play in the back three, and spread out. He'd pick up the ball. He got the ability to pick up from there, pop, you know, play it into midfield. It was just like he was the dream player to do that. You think, well, surely a CDM should be tough and strong, everything else. No, it's about ball retention. He can get the ball and pop, and bring it into midfield. Play, you know, build a team like that. And if you watch him in action, or just look at something with Frankie De Jong, he's just such a unique player. When you look at, when I say talent, I know I might be blowing up here, but I believe that he's got the ability. He can roll guys. Like if you try and charge him down or put him on a press, he can turn away from you, inside out, make you look stupid. You know, he's got eyes at the back of his head, that kind of thing. You know, and on the ball, you can't get the ball off him. A bit like Xavi, you cannot get the ball off him. He just turn, you know, and pop it off. And he's not even the biggest, strongest guy, but he just knows how to use his body to get away from people. You know, I think he would be a great addition to the club. These are the sort of players we're looking at again. What's his age? He must be can't be 23, 24.
I think he's about 23.
Okay, well, there you go. It fits our bill again. And I think these are the sort of players, it makes me really happy to see that we're after these sort of level of players. And the 3 players you mentioned already, if they came into our club, then all the players we're talking about could be leaving. I wouldn't mind. It's about bringing in and selling. And that's what we seem to be doing. If they've already identified, if Martial, for example, or maybe Lingard at the end of the season, if these players are leaving, and Phil Jones, whatever, we need to cover them. And they're already thinking about that with the level of signings and the three guys we've talked about already. So Frankie de Jong would be like the starlet. I think he would be, might have to spend a bit of money, but he would be a star at Manchester United. Great player.
But my confusion, because obviously I said about Ajax, but what I was talking about was De Ligt. Now the rumor is Man United now will be going for De Ligt. When he was at Ajax, he was the the most sought after player in world football. But unfortunately, him going there didn't really and truly make a case for himself. Juventus, sorry, he didn't make a case for himself. So because he didn't really make a case for himself, it's almost like he's chopping, changing. And I think it's all to do with the agency. He could have probably gone to Man United or Real Madrid or whatever, but because of the money the agency wanted, the agents were getting too greedy. Now, obviously, we know agency only get 1% of every pound. So what the problem you have now, he wanted to leave before COVID, but he couldn't get the transfer out before COVID. But now it seems like he's back on Manchester United radar. Now, we've got loads of defenders at Man United. We would have to literally get rid of so many players who will fit in this new system and the new pattern of play, what we're looking for, to bring him into the club. Do you think this will be a good signing or not? Or is it more defenders who just signed contract? You just got Bailly, signed a new contract. You got players like Jones who signed a contract recently as well.
Well, look, we talk about De Ligt. De Ligt's like one of the best players out there, centre back. It's clearly since like 2017, we've seen him playing for Ajax, coming through, and he was sought after, and he was scoring goals, coming up and scoring goals, showed a lot of character. The issue is he went to Juve. Okay, and Juve have got Chiellini and Bonucci, two of the best centre-backs out there, more experienced. And you think to yourself, well, this is great for Juve. They're going to run things for the next few years, But it didn't work out that way because he couldn't really get inside and he was making a few errors, rash errors, which in Italian football's known for defence. And he had a lot to learn about defending, I believe, because it's right playing for Ajax and doing well like that. But in Italy, there's little things you have to do differently. You have to be a bit more suave, a bit more, thing. He's sort of guy who would come in, take, challenge for the ball, and so maybe it's more suited for the English game. But in Italy, it didn't quite work out for him. He's had a bad experience there, as in not getting in ahead of these guys. And maybe as a record signing, the fans sort of think, well, getting on him back. And then he's made a few errors, as we all do. I mean, you only have to look at Harry Maguire to realise everyone can make errors, like that. So, but it doesn't change anything. It really just, it helps us because maybe his stock and his value sort of going down based on him not getting enough games out there and not really producing the goods like you expect him to do based on the transfer fee which they paid for him, But it doesn't change me. He's still a quality centre-back. And it would be a dream to have someone like him. He plays alongside Virgil van Dijk for his natural side, It's just the two of them strolling out there, It's easy for them. And the national side is starting to improve and they're getting better as well. So I like De Ligt. I just think for me, he shows a lot of character. He's a great baller. He's good on the ball. Obviously, coming through the Ajax system, as I mentioned with Frankie de Jong earlier, bringing the ball out of defence. They've got a system of play. He's really good at that. He's good at set pieces as well as in scoring goals. He can get in there. He's really aggressive like that. And he even though he does go to ground a lot of the time, maybe because he's not the fastest, but I have seen him go to ground. There's one little issue that I might have with him, but I think playing at Juventus has been like a schooling for him. Whereas if you're coming from Ajax, you think, okay, you're ready, but he's gone to Juve, the defensive team with the best centre backs, most experienced and everything else, and he's probably taken on so much now. So we could be getting something gift wrapped and saying, thank you for giving all the training you need. What more do you need than that? Going, being a great defender already, going being an understudy to Bonucci and Chiellini.
Brilliant. But guys, if you're watching and you're new to the channel, hit that like and share and subscribe. There's 10 people in the chat, so if we wouldn't mind hitting that, just give us some support there. And if you are new, just hit us a subscribe. Monday, would you like to take some comments away, please?
Okay, so obviously we've got a few guys. Ole, how you doing, Ole? You good, man? He's asking, is he as good as the fridge? I think he's referring to Kamara. That was early on in the show. Different kind of player to Harry Maguire, totally different. but he's very composed on the ball, and just talented, a real talent. You know, he can take the press. You were saying earlier, I was going to jump in, Errol, about the press. He's good at the press, but he also can take the press. So people press him. He's got the ability to get away from people and pop it off. And really, really intelligent player. Once again, you've got Rush Mano. How you doing? He looks like a proper goal scorer. Reminds me of Ruud van Nistelrooy. Who's referring to? Probably Alvarez. I don't know. I think he's not in the type of Ruud van Nistelrooy, but if he can score goals,
can be traded. If he can score goals, listen, he scored 25, 30 goals this season. I'll take it all day long.
Ruud was a different kind of player to Ruud van Nistelrooy. He's more like a slick kind of baller, chop.
I think he's got a bit more pace. He's got a bit more pace than Ruud. Ruud didn't need pace to score goals.
Yeah, Ruud was just a 9-9. Like,
he was
bigger. Ruud is bigger, stronger, all this kind of thing. This guy is not built like that.
And if people in the chat who's new and very young and don't know much about Ruud van Nistelrooy, I'll say go check it out. Go check him out. Baller.
So Surindi, how you doing?
Big up, welcome. Big up,
Where are you from? I think you're from the subcontinent, aren't you? Somewhere around there. But he says Kamara and Haidara in. And the in is in capital letters, so he's excited about that. And he also says sell Maguire and buy a good centre back.
I'm one day.
I don't want to fall out with you. I don't want to fall out with you, Surindi. You know. Yeah. So here we go again. We've got Andrew Williams in the house. He says United fans are part of the problem, holding United back at the moment. We obsess about signing and selling players. Don't think player personnel is anywhere near as important as coaching philosophy. Okay, we're just doing a show, just explaining. This is the first window for Ralph, and we feel that like there's a few players who come to the end of the contract, and we need to offload and then start thinking about who we're bringing in. And I think when we're identifying players of a certain age that we can develop, as we were saying earlier, and we can coach to the next level, that's we have to agree what we're saying here. Andrew,
and also with it, Andrew, as well, you got to remember a lot of these things we're doing, we're reporting from papers, so we're not there seeing it, but. Listen, everyone, you got your opinion, and your opinion is valid.
Andrew's right. Andrew's right.
Yeah, he's right. We're in the culture.
But the thing is, we're not obsessing. We're just giving you the news about the certain players that are coming through. And I'm excited. About this because if you go and look at these players, these are sort of that we're identifying. These are sort of players that really would be perfect to come in and develop under Ralph, because we all know Ralph is a guy that does develop and coach, with his philosophy. So we're all on the same page here. Andrew says, just chill and let the coaches develop what we have. But like I say, some people would be leaving. Some people, they've identified some players maybe are not suited for Man United or want to leave, Dion turned us down.
He did turn us down, didn't he? He did turn us down and went to Juventus initially. Yeah. I was a bit gutted, to be fair, but listen, these things happen. You can't control them.
And Shirindi says, yes, he's from India. I thought so. How you doing, man? He says, I think we should develop Greenwood. Yep. Ahmad and Elanga. Yep. Totally agree. They are our future. They are proper strikers. We seriously require one centre midfielder, one defensive midfielder, one centre back, and a right back. So I already identified the players that we need, the positions that we need. And finally, UK Strange, how you doing? He says, Erling United, what are our thoughts about that? Can I go first on that?
You go first.
Okay, so we all know that the price is gonna go down. We can probably
75 million euros.
75 million euros, yeah. And he is sought after. He's a proper talent out there. He's a monster, mental as well. With his mentality, he just loves goals. He's more like Ruud van Nistelrooy, in my opinion, than Alvarez, for example. So Haaland, I don't know what's going on with him, but I think most clubs in Europe, if you've got any like will in you to win things, you should be looking to sign someone like that, because he's a monster, he's a beast. Would he come to Manchester United? I don't know. He's born in Leeds. Obviously, his dad is Alf Inge Haaland, who had an issue with Man United player, certain Roy Keane. So that was something you always think, oh, well, would he come to us based on that? I just think under the project that we've got now with Ralph, there is a link with Ralph. Obviously, Ralph had him at Red Bull, and got him from Mulder. There was Ole Solskjaer from Mulder. Ralph was at Red Bull, and Salzburg and all these clubs. So who knows? It could be something. Could be something in it. Who knows?
Could be something in it. And with Haaland coming to United, I think if he does come, we always say in the last sort of like the summer transfer window and the last January transfer window, there was no point in play like him come to Man United, because we didn't have a style of play, we didn't have a pattern of play, we didn't have. Now under Ralph, I think we will have a style and we'll have a pattern, and it's just to ingrain and getting these players going. And for us, if he comes in, he comes in. What I don't want to do is to bring a player in to spend the money on, and basically we've got someone else in a Greenwood. I'm not saying Greenwood is everything, but what I'm saying is young, he's still talented. But anyone who get Haaland, basically, you're winning the league. That's it. Bottom line, you win the league. I was going to say as well on Monday with that, when we was talking about sort of like looking at like Van Nistelrooy to him, he's so close to Van Nistelrooy's level. Yeah. He's so close to Van Nistelrooy. You just got to watch. You got to just watch him. But the way he plays football, the way he plays. Yeah. The way he plays,
he loves goals.
Yeah,
loves goals.
Loves it.
And obviously, he's played with Sancho as well. He loves Sancho as well. So who knows? There's so many links, so many things you can speculate about the reasons why he would possibly come to Manchester United. But obviously, everyone's going to be after him. Everyone's going to be. Remember, he was touring last season. He done a tour of all like 3 or 4 English clubs. I think
his dad took it. His dad took him around.
And Man United. And everyone was showing him round, and oh yes, look at our training facilities. Oh, we'd love to have you here. So he's really touted as one of the best young strikers out there.
And the problem as well, what we don't want, and we should never bring them up on this show, is Man City. We don't want Man City getting him. That's the thing. We just don't want City to get him, because that'll be just dangerous. United to get him, we'll be happy with him. We'll be happy with him. We'll just say, what is this? Don't see Haaland go United. He wants to go Real Madrid. Yeah, he can do, but it's the money thing, innit? I personally want Haaland because, drop the player release. So again, it's going to be to do with the manager, the agent as well, not getting a lot of money these days, which is good for football. They're not ripping us off anyway. But guys,
one thing that's really important is that every player that we've spoken about today is under 25. They're on the cusp of blowing up, or they are blowing up already, as in Haaland, and they can be coached and developed to that next level at a big stage like Manchester United and become legends here. So I really like the idea of the signings. I doubt we'll see anybody signing for us who's going to be like, we won't be getting Cavani's and Ronaldo's anymore, players who are too experienced and done it. I think it's all about buying players that are ready to go, almost ready to go, and young and affordable and make sense, So everything fits the bill with Julian Alvarez, Frankie de Jong, Kamara, and Haaland, if you want to talk Haaland, and anyone else out there that fits that criteria.
Brilliant. But the thing is with it, this is Rush. Thank you for this comment. If you at the club and you see this happening, we're happy for it.
Rush is saying Sancho said something interesting to Haaland when he signed for United. Sancho said, "Excited for you for your next chapter, bro. See you soon."
There you go. 11 in
it's
the
not
chat,
guys.
11 in the chat. Yep, 11 in the chat, guys. 14 likes. Come on, give us some likes. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe. I think I saw Argentinian player who is, what's that?
He's got to be 22. You're talking about Julian Alvarez. Yeah, we can confirm there is interest from Man United.
There is interest. There is interest.
If you go back after the show, we spoke about him in the second segment, I think.
Yeah.
We spoke about Julian Alvarez. So there is interest, and we are looking at him. He's really blowing up in South America right now. He's one of the most sought after youngsters out there, even though he's 22.
And this is true as well. Even though the agent's only getting 10%, doesn't mean the player don't pay them as well. So there you go. Exactly. They bump everything up, and then there's always a way. There's always a way around it. Always a way around it. But guys, if you please like, please share, please subscribe. We're in the Man United agenda, guys. And without you and your comments today, we wouldn't have a channel. So that's me solo. And we've got OMONDI.
OMONDI Juma. Thank you very much for everyone tuning in.
Thank you guys for tuning in. And we'll be back a bit later on tonight as well. So looking forward to seeing most of you guys on the channel later on. Thanks everyone for watching, and have a lovely day, guys. Bye.
Bye.